Hi, I'm Mishti Max and I'm here to get ready for the Joe Satriani gig tonight. This makeup is inspired by one of his songs called Surfing with the Alien, so I thought I'd do a silver and blue look with Silver Leaf from Born Pretty and some shadows from Sugar Pill and the Urban Decay Electric palette. To start off, I primed my lids with Too Faced Shadow Insurance. For a silver base, I am using Milani Liquify Metallic Eyeliner Pencil in silver. I am applying that all over my lid from lash line to crease, creating a rounded shape. I am patting in the pencil to make it smooth and fading out the edge a touch. I'm adding some more of the pencil to keep it opaque, and it's seriously like smearing liquid silver onto your lids, but without the burning flesh. Now to set that shimmery goodness, I am using the Sugar Pill Loose Pigment called Tiara, and I'm taking the Illamasqua Sealing Gel and adding a drop to the jar lid, then taking the small end of the Naked 3 brush and creating a paste out of the pigment. After getting the mixture to the appropriate consistency, I'm smearing that all over the silver base on my lid. I'm taking some of the dry Tiara pigment to pat over the lid to make sure it is solid silver and set well in that rounded shape. Taking the Sigma E25 blending brush, I'm buffing the edges out and also taking a touch of the dry pigment to help that along. Then the Sugar Pill Heartbreaker palette, and I'm going into this mint seafoam green shadow called Mochi with the same E25 blending brush. I'm blending that into my crease and onto my brow bone pretty high up, as this is going to be my transition shade. I'm making sure that the application is soft, but there's enough of the color on there faded out nicely too. Going into the Urban Decay Electric palette and a more shimmery blue shade on the top right called Fringe, and then using the same blending brush to apply this into my crease but deeper in, making sure to leave some Mochi peeking through over the top. Then to make sure that's smooth, I'm buffing that out with a touch more Mochi. For more bright blue but a more defined application, I'm using the Sigma Shader Crease E47 brush and taking Gonzo to push that into my deep crease area to add depth and intensity. The more matte texture of this shadow and the small brush helps with this effect. I really love this brush for the crease, it's so small and perfectly pointed. Going back to Fringe and the Sigma E25 blending brush to smooth out that crease. I'm taking more Tiara to carve out the lid and give a more defined line between the silver and the blue crease shades. I'm going into the Sugar Pill Sweetheart palette and taking the Sigma E50 Large Fluff brush with the matte white shadow called Taco, and then applying it to my brow bone as a highlight, overlapping the crease to help with the blending and taking it all the way into the inner corner. I'm swapping between the blending and the large fluff brushes to get the crease how I want it, layering those shadows while keeping the blue still blown out quite far. I am creating a more winged out shape by taking a makeup wipe to clean up the underside of the eyeshadow and sharpen it up, making sure both sides are even and finalizing the blending in the crease as well. Then I decided on a silver inner corner highlight, so I used the Milani pencil and covered the tear duct, then liquefied some more Sugar Pill Tiara and used the same brush to apply that on the freshly silver area. Using loose eyeshadow pigments with any sort of mixing medium or eye drops will help the product be more pigmented and reduce the amount of fallout you get, and here I'm also touching up my lid as well. You could leave the lid at that, but now for the super fun part. I'm taking this foil kit from the Born Pretty store and grabbing the silver leaf. I'm taking some duo eyelash adhesive and squeezing some out on the back of my hand, then grabbing the most popular finger and dabbing the product over the silver pigment. Then I took some tweezers and tore up the silver leaf into pieces and laid them down over the glue on my eyelid. Remember to keep your eye closed or looking down while you do this so you don't glue your eyelid open or ruin the eyeshadows you've applied in your crease. I added some more glue and completely covered the lower part of my eyelid in the silver leaf and tried to leave a clean line at the crease. When doing my second eye, I realized I should only apply glue to half the lid first, then cover that with the silver foil and proceed to the second half of the lid afterwards to make sure the glue doesn't dry before I get to it. Another tip is you don't need a thick layer of glue to stick this stuff down because it is very thin, and just a small amount of false lash glue is fine. I like the way the foil is all crinkled up rumply and has a cool texture, but to create a flat surface and not have anything sticking up, I'm using my finger to pat down the silver leaf and the tweezers to coax it into the round shape too. To deepen the crease, I'm going back to the electric palette and Gonzo with that small pointed E47 crease brush and running that on the edge of the silver lid, creating more of a cut crease effect, taking that all the way towards the inner corner. Next, I'm taking the Illamasqua Sealing Gel and the Eye Candy Sprinkles in Jawbreaker, which is a fine silver glitter, and I'm dropping some into the lid and making a glitter paste to add over the inner corner. After getting that on with the same brush over the inner area, I also patted the glitter over the whole lid to fill up any gaps between the foil pieces. Then I'm taking the Urban Decay 24/7 liquid liner in Perversion to create my winged eyeliner. First I'm lining along my lashes to make sure there are no gaps or silver showing through, and then I'm drawing out the wing, taking it towards the end of the eyeshadow, then bringing it back in to meet the lash line and thickening up the outer edge. I'm curving up the point of the line and flicking out a double wing underneath the first one and creating a space between the two fishtail looking duties. Then I went back to the Milani Silver eye pencil to fill in the space, and if you go over the black liquid liner you can fix that later. And I'm taking Duo eyelash glue again and a pointed cotton bud to apply the glue between the fishtail. Then out comes the silver foil and tweezers again, and I ripped up some tiny pieces to apply over the glue. And I used the tweezers to arrange the bits into a shape that fits between the flicks. I decided to add more of the silver pencil above the eyeliner wing, joining it up to the lid, mirroring the curved wavy shape. And I went back to the same drill with the sealing gel and the eye candy jawbreaker glitter, then used the tip of the brush to dab the mix over the silver pencil, tapering it up and making a curved point. Then back to the Perversion liquid liner to redefine the double wing and go over any silver that crept onto the lines. I also messed with the outer edge of the eyeliner, adding a bit more silver pencil and then some black liquid liner to get the shape I wanted and make sure that both sides were even. I curled my lashes and got out my CoverGirl Clump Crusher mascara and combed through a thin coat on my top lashes to darken them for the false lashes. I thought I'd go for these crazy lashes from Sugarpill called Dewdrop, with shiny bits all over the very long ends, and I'm using Duo lash glue to stick them to my lash line. And I wanted to keep them crazy and long, so I placed them further towards the outer edge and tried to line them up with the bottom of the winged liner and pushed them up with my finger because they're quite heavy, and I also curled my real lashes with the false ones carefully, which is hard work on this steaming night. On the lower lash line, I went for the silver pencil and ran that on my waterline, coating it thoroughly, and over the lower lash line, taking it pretty far down, making sure to get the silver in between all my lashes and coating them too. As above, so below, I am going for the Illamasqua sealing gel mixed with the Tiara pigment again and slathering that over the silver pencil. I'm taking Gonzo from the electric palette on the pointed crease brush again to extend the crease downwards around the outer edge of the lower lash line to increase the open eye look of this metallic silver under eye area. I'm blending out the lower edge with the Sigma E25 brush with whatever is left on it while trying to get around the giant eyelashes, which in retrospect I shouldn't have tried to fly so close to the sun with giant false lashes because they totally tried to melt. I glittered up the lower lash line with the old mix of jawbreaker glitter and sealing gel, adding more glitz to the already fully metallic silver. Then I used the black liquid liner to cover up the lash band and any residual glue. I used Inglot AMC Gel Eyeliner in 77 to black up my tight line and used the end of this pointed cotton bud to smear the gel all over there. For my brows, I used Benefit Browsings in Light, taking the wax side through my brows first and then setting them with the powder side, using the teeny weeny little brushes that come in the kit. To set those hairs, I used Benefit Gimme Brow in medium/light for my usual natural brow finish. For the face, I primed with Benefit Professional, then Bourjois Healthy Mix in 51 Light Vanilla for foundation, and for a light finish, I sprayed my Sedona Laced 928 synthetic flat top brush with some MAC Fix Plus to sheer it out because I didn't want my face to be obviously melting off due to the steamy night. After buffing that in, I covered up my dark circles with MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NC15 and used the excess around my eyes and nose, and then I set all that with my Sassy Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Ethereal Light with the Sigma F40 Large Angled Contour Brush, and I dusted some in the hard to reach places with the Real Techniques setting brush. I blurred out my eyeshadow over the foundation with the brushes from before, using the remaining shadow on them. For the cheeks, I highlighted with Inglot AMC Pressed Powder in 59 with the MAC 116 brush, and I took that over the cheekbones, the center of my forehead, down the nose, and my Cupid's bow. Then for an extra alien glow, I used the Tiara pigment and dusted that over my cheekbones, shining it up plenty, and adding some on my Cupid's bow with my finger, then lightly dusting some on the center of my face and tip of my nose. Now for my blush, I'm whipping out Benefit Throb and took that under and along my cheekbones with the same MAC 116 brush. To keep my face where it is, I'm using Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. I was losing a fight with my false lashes and I tried to stick the edge back on with more duo lash glue. It sort of worked, but kind of irritated my eyes in the end. Then that's the end of this fun ride. But either way, I ended up with a really theatrical silver and blue look. My camera cut out for the lips, but I have recorded a silver lip tutorial and will link it below. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this creepy alien get ready with me makeup look, and subscribe for more tutorials. Check the description box for links to my blog for the product details and more pictures. You can check out my social media stuff linked in the description box. I'm Mishti Max everywhere and I'll see you there. Also check iTunes for my podcast and music.
Click the little boxes if you want to see other tutorials.